Hi everyone! In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to paint this still life using oil pastels. The full-length tutorial, the line art to trace, and the list of colors that I use, as well as some alternatives, are on my Patreon in case you are interested. The link is in the description box, and I will also leave there the link to the reference photo. You will need a couple of yellows, oranges, a dark red, a few browns, and some grays. And I think that if you have any set, it will probably work for this painting. You can use less colors than I do, but you will have to mix and blend more. I start by mapping the cast shadows with a deep reddish brown before I move on to the oranges with yellows and oranges. I'm gonna say the word orange way too many times. Apologies in advance. I want to lightly cover most of the paper before I try to add any detail. This way, it will be easier for us to see where things can be left more loose and where we need to add more work. As you can see, I made the pencil lines darker than usual so that they will show up better on screen, but as you can see, my oil pastel wasn't able to cover them up at all, and I had to go with a kneaded eraser to lift some of the graphite. This won't be an issue for everyone if you use more opaque oil pastels, but I'm using some semi-transparent colors here, and I need the graphite to be very faint. I'm using two yellows that are quite similar, I know, but I could have just picked the cooler one and added some orange on top of it whenever I needed it to be warmer if I wanted to use less sticks, but I think it's nicer to have both of them and mix less. You will also see that I used two very pale yellows, but of course, one is just enough. I tried several variations of similar colors to show you that you don't need any specific one. With the yellows and two oranges, I go over the fruits, adjusting the color as I go by layering different sticks. I do the base of the cutting board with a yellow ochre and a terracotta, particularly for the areas that are wet from the orange juice, as well as the shadows. Now we can see that the shadows were way too light, so I'm darkening them again with the same brown that I used first, just pressing a bit more. Because I work on the whole painting at the same time, I can easily adjust my values as I go without having to correct big mistakes. At this point, I start painting the interior of the top and bottom left oranges with a light warm gray, and using a medium gray, I go over the white parts of the oranges. Since I don't have the exact colors, I have to layer several oil pastels to achieve something similar to what I see in the reference. I add yellow and orange over the gray, then more gray, etc. as needed. I have to keep adding more paint to the background as well, with ochre and the same light gray, and I also need to darken the shadows. I try to keep the color palette relatively limited, so most of the time I'm using the same oil pastels over and over. I use a deep red for the shadow of the top orange, in between the red brown and the dark orange, as an in-between color, pressing firmer on the right and going lighter as I move to the left. Now I'm darkening again the cast shadows with the same brown and a more neutral and lighter brown in the lighter areas. And I'm also using terracotta in the wet areas again. I have two sticks of terracotta, and I reach the small one when I need less precision because that's how I try to use the tiny bits. I'm darkening the wet parts with a red-brown again, and the darkest parts of the shadows with sepia, those points that are right next to the oranges. Then I bring a blue-gray to make the whites of the oranges cooler. I just love the contrast between the very bright oranges and yellows and then a cooler white, what I call the white parts. I'm also beginning to cover the tooth of the paper on some parts of the oranges. Now I'm tackling the background with a medium warm gray as a base, and I light it up with a light warm gray from before. I will also use both of them to darken the cutting board. With the help of the paper stamp, I push the shadows against the oranges and define the contours with the tip. And because the shadows aren't a uniform flat color, I lighten them up with an orange shade. I'm going to be doing a lot of the blending by pushing paint with the side of the paper stamp instead of the tip, doing long strokes. With the medium gray, I'm cooling and darkening a bit the cutting board, and with the paper stamp, I'm blending. To suggest the texture of the cutting board, the strokes that I make with the paper stamp while blending have to follow more or less the perspective lines. I push the paint up and down, then wipe the excess paint from the paper stamp off and repeat. And when I need to add more paint with an oil pastel, I try to do it in the same direction, with vertical lines following the perspective. I'm blending now with my hands, and it gives a much smoother finish compared to the paper stamp, but it also gets messier and you have to be wiping the paint off much more frequently. For the shadow that the cutting board creates, as well as darkening the background, I'm using a dark, cool brown, almost gray, but layering a brown and a gray can give you a very similar effect. I feel I'm losing my voice and we are not even halfway there. The focal point of this painting are the cuts of oranges in the center, so I'm leaving the other pieces a bit more out of focus. And I do that by blending and blurring the edges as well as by not adding much detail on them. I'm blending together the yellow at the top of this cut with the orange, and I'm making vertical strokes that will resemble kind of the texture of the inside of the fruit. Then I'm adding the contours of the peel with the darker orange and a yellow on the top one. With the help of the paper stamp, I'm creating the texture of the inside of the oranges. I'm really not doing a lot, it's just a few marks up and down, but it's effective enough without overworking anything. Because I work or try to work on everything at the same time, and I'm constantly changing colors, it's difficult to explain step by step what I'm doing, but I think it shows well on screen. From now on, it's more about refining and adding a few touches here and there, more than anything else, once I cover more the top and bottom left oranges. I didn't want to leave many marks out of this video, so I hope it helps, even if it makes the video longer than usual. This is the other pale yellow I'm using, but you really only need one. And if I didn't have it, I would do the highlights with white and tone them down with a very fine layer of lemon yellow. I would probably mix them directly on paper with a clean paper stamp. It has to be clean. I'm using the light gray pastel for the white parts of the oranges that add a full bright highlight, as well as for the inside of the two pieces on the left. This gray is pretty neutral, I would say, but it seems way cooler than it is next to the warm colors around it. I'm blending the inside of the orange without cleaning my finger first, so that I can use the paint that is already on it to blend and darken at the same time. I also go over it with an orange and a gray, keeping the bottom warmer. Then I draw the peel with yellows and oranges without adding much detail. I first blend what I have, which is not much, and I keep adding more oil pastel until I have a base to work on. I add and blend with the paper stamp repeatedly towards the center of the orange, almost making horizontal lines. The colors look muddy and messy, but I actually want them like this, and I want them to bleed with one another. I make striations, I hope I said that right, with the light gray and a very pale yellow without bothering to make them neat or to perfectly follow the reference, because I'm not a copy machine. After I add more yellow to the left contour of this orange, I use the paper stamp again to soften the edges. It's further back, so it should be a bit blurry. The shadow of this half orange isn't dark enough, so I'm using one of the warm browns to deepen it. Then I blend it roughly with the paper stamp. I want to leave some texture and marks that help suggest that it is a citrus peel, and the paper stamp helps because it doesn't blend as smoothly as a finger would. At this point, most of the painting is already done, and the only thing left to do are a few touches here and there, even if they take a big chunk of the total painting time. You'll see me jumping around quite a lot now, maybe even more than before. The shadow area of this other half orange also needs to be darker, so I'm adjusting that with another brown, and then both with the dark orange and the red. I'm using one of the sharp corners of this oil pastel, and I'm making with it thin lines to better define the shape, as well as to create some texture inside the fruits. Then I go back and forth between the pale yellow and cool gray. These are tiny details, but they make a big difference, in my opinion. With a sepia and some blending, I'm making the cast shadow of the cutting board darker. And then I'm making some strokes on the board with my thumb, following the perspective lines, but I'm not cleaning my finger in between the strokes right now because I want some variety of color and some randomness, and that's already on my finger, so why not use it? It's not necessary or realistic even to add highlights with pure white, but I enjoy doing it, so I do it. We still have to finish this slice, but it won't take long. First, the peel needs to go darker using the warm brown and blending with a dirty finger. Then I add more paint with the light gray oil pastel to the lighter parts, as well as a few texture marks to the interior using an orange color. I'm whispering and that's not helping my voice. I'm using a deep brown for the darkest bits of the shadows and a lighter reddish brown to the wet parts of the board. Then I blend roughly with my hand and with an ochre oil pastel, as well as a pepper stamp. I'm just trying to create a bit of texture. Now I'm using white, but so lightly that I could have grabbed the light gray and it would have looked pretty much the same. Hopefully you can see well what I'm doing without the need to explain everything since I'm just jumping all over the place. I'm adding the last few touches, mostly highlights and light marks using the pale yellows, and I'm darkening a few shadows here and there, etc. It's not the easiest thing to explain because I'm not following a particular order. I just adjust as I go, and I think that's what most people do while painting. I know it's not a portrait and that it probably won't perform very well here on YouTube, but I really don't care. I enjoyed painting it so much and I'm looking forward to trying more things. And I hope that you liked watching it too. At least I hope so. And if you give it a go, please let me know because I would love to see your version too. And right at the end, I thought that I was already done. I had already peeled the tape, but that shadow, of course, needed some more smearing, so I had to do it. And that's it. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day. Bye bye.